Walk up to any car dealership and your options are clear. You can have a regular car, or some kind of crossover wagon thing, or a pickup truck. But it doesn't have to be this way. Cars don't have to be one thing or another. This is the vision of modularity. And for a brief moment, it was real. This is the Nissan Pulsar NX Sportbak. It's from a time when dreams were tangible, the 1980s. And not boring dreams like we have now. You have to telecommute while a robot Uber drives you around for the rest of your life. Fun dreams. Dreams that probably had shoulder pads. Sportbak. S-P-O-R-T-B-A-K. At a glance, the car is just a coupe version of the Nissan Sentra of the day. Sold from 1986 to 1990 as the Pulsar NX here, and the Exa elsewhere. This was an unremarkable front-wheel drive coupe, featuring a couple different small, naturally aspirated four-cylinders. Even the hottest one, a twin-cam 16-valve 1.8, only made about 130 horsepower. Sure, the car only weighed 2,300 pounds, but it's more of a sporty car than a sports car. But look, it's also a wagon. But look, it's also a pickup. It's all of these things, because it is a modular car. Possibly the first one, and maybe the only one, ever put into production. As you can see, you could order an optional canopy wagon roof along with your Pulsar NX. You could disconnect the coupe's rear hatch that ran from the back of the T-top roof to the top of the trunk, and you could slot this canopy back into its place, which only came in gray, partly because it was cheaper, and partly because obviously you want to show off your cool detachable roof. And then you'd have a practical shooting brake. Or you could leave off both entirely, and the empty back made a kind of pickup, truck, bed back. You could also get an optional canvas rear cap, and just so you know, the top trim in Japan was marketed as the Exa Twin Cam Airy Coupe. So you could have a fully open convertible, a closed coupe, a semi-enclosed pickup, or a fully enclosed wagon. You didn't need to choose what kind of car you wanted. You could have them all in one practical, economical, fun vehicle. One that had pop-up headlights and gradient rear taillights. It was a car of its decade, through and through. You see, back in the 80s, Japanese car companies faced voluntary import restrictions. They could only send a limited number of cars to countries like America. It made more sense to build smaller numbers of higher-end, higher-profit cars than the low-cost, bland family cars they were used to. That's why we got luxury brands like Lexus, and that's why we got lots of strange niche vehicles like this Pulsar NX. It was a bit more expensive than it needed to be, but that's exactly what Nissan was looking to try out. Sadly, nobody ever followed up on the Sportbak. Mazda's boss at the time, the late Kenichi Yamamoto, wanted to put a modular car of his own into production. Yes, Yamamoto told Japanese Motor Business in an interview in 1987, "Let me tell you about a project we are currently looking at. Just as a consumer changes his or her clothes to suit his or her taste or mood, I want a car that can be changed by swapping fender panels, for instance, to produce a number of different combinations to suit the tastes of different customers. We are currently looking at body structures, chassis, doors that would allow that sort of change." Mazda even made a concept version previewing it, but Yamamoto got pushed out of his top position, and the company ended up putting the Miata on sale. Still, there's no reason that the modular vision needs to stay dead. We need not lock ourselves into the indistinguishable pods of a self-driving future we've all been told is inevitable. Don't let the light of the Pulsar be so easily forgotten. There are always other visions of how the world can be. We have this weird little Nissan to keep that in mind.